What up? This is Robert Horry.
Horry, three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
There ain't a whole hell of a lot going on, actually, Big Shot Bob. It's kind of a quiet week around these parts, but we do have some stuff to get to, and none of which is going to start without addressing where you are doing this week's show from. Where are you right now?
Right now, I am in Iceland.
Iceland.
Yeah, I am in, what's it called, Reykjavik? That's something like, I think I'm pronouncing that right.
Sure, yeah. Let's say yes.
Yeah.
Let's say yes.
Mm-hmm. Hey, the best thing is like 30 miles away from where they filmed Aquaman, so.
There you go.
It's kind of cool. Yeah.
All right. Live from Iceland. That's B-Dawg Brandon Harper. I'm Rob Jenners. We're in Atlanta, Georgia, and in Aquaman's home country. 7-time NBA champion Robert Horry. What are you doing in Iceland, sir?
I am actually here to do a basketball camp. Irving Thomas, who is a scout for the Lakers. He does a camp here, and Michael Cooper did it last year. James Worthy and I were supposed to do it this year, but James couldn't do it because of scheduling conflicts. So I am here doing it, and I just got here today.
Okay.
So I can't wait. And crazy part, a couple of guys said that the competition is pretty good. So I'm really interested to see how that goes. They claim to fame is they just beat England, I guess, in basketball not too long ago. So they're on up. I guess they're on the upcome. And they have this guy. It's supposed to be pretty good. It's supposed to be like he's got this 7'1" guy that says he gets to practice on a snowmobile.
Okay, sure.
So they saying that he has the potential maybe to go to the next level. So I'm interested to see how this works out.
So the camp starts tomorrow?
The kickoff party is tonight. Camp starts tomorrow.
Okay. So you're usually 3 hours behind of us. On the East Coast today, you're 4 hours ahead of us.
Yes.
The Robert Horry World Traveler makes me giggle. We're actually
ran past you.
Yeah, exactly right. Just bam, right past. We're gonna play a game of a round of Where in the World is Robert Horry today on the show in honor of the fact that you're doing the show from Iceland. Is this your first time out there? Have you ever been there before?
This is my first time in Iceland, so okay. I'm really excited to see what the city has to offer. They already talking about we're gonna go do this ice plunge. I'm like, what you talking about, Willis?
Oh no! Look, here's the thing. If it's good for your muscles and all that stuff, the ice baths and stuff, good for you. I can't do it. I cannot do cold water.
Well,
not like that.
What's the weather? What's the temperature like out there this time of year?
Right when I got here, the temperature it's not as cold as I thought because it was scheduled to be like in the 50s and the 60s. So like today it was what was it, like 55? Yeah. So it's not cold.
Terrible.
It's weird.
Terrible, yeah.
Yeah, when you say 55, it sounds cold, but
well, yeah, comparison to
cold.
Summertime everywhere else.
Yeah, you know what it feels like? LA at night.
Got it.
There you go. Yeah. By the way, people in the Northeast are throwing their phones out the window right now. 55 is cold. Those people are 55 is summertime up in the Northeast. Hell are you talking about?
It feels good. I'm excited to see what's happening.
I'm interested to kind of hear the aftermath of the camp and kind of the skill levels out there and stuff, and who you're gonna kind of trip across out that way. So, very interesting when we got the note from you that we would be doing this week's show from Iceland. Not on my bingo card for this year, but yet here we are.
I was hoping that I could like do it with the window open in the background, but
it's too much light.
There's no place to sit.
Well, gotcha. I don't want to spend too much time on Iceland, but I'm curious because I've never been there. You said it's kind of got that Aquaman sort of vibe. Like, is it more like rural type area, or is there like city there? Like, are there big skyscrapers and buildings and stuff? Or
it's more rural.
Okay.
So far, the parts I've seen is more rural. We go into the city later, but I'm looking out the window and the horizon. I don't see any big buildings.
Okay.
I think I see a couple of hotels, maybe like 6 or 7 feet up. I mean, like floors up, but other than that, no.
Okay.
I'll let you know next podcast.
All right. I'm just curious because I've never even been to Iceland. I've never been really overseas to any extent, but Iceland, sure not. Yeah, not on my bucket list.
Trust me, Iceland wasn't on my bingo card either.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool. Though. It was 3 hours in Seattle, then 7 hours to here from Seattle.
That's not horrible.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
That's not horrible at all. Okay, interesting.
So I would assume you crossed over the rest of you crossed over the United States to get over to Iceland. I mean, you on the flight, you should kind of know.
Well, yeah, you don't go the other way.
Well, I was just trying to make sure because that's the only way I could think it'd be 7 hours. Still seems a little short.
Seattle to Iceland the other way would be like 30 hours. But you're going around the world. Yeah.
But even 7 hours, even from Seattle to Iceland, crossing the United States, it still seems
across Cleveland. I mean Cleveland. I was Canada.
That still seems short.
Yeah. And then when I saw it, I was like, when you think of Iceland, you think of it like some remote country way, but flight wasn't bad. And so it was, yeah.
No, yeah, it's like a little bit closer to England than you think it is. It's actually, I think it's north and even west of England, so it's even closer than you think. And I didn't know that until you told us we were doing the show from Iceland. And I was like, all right, Google Maps, what have you got for Iceland here?
You got to have some.
A lot of people from Canada come here, and everybody on the plane, it seemed like they was coming here to go backpacking or go hiking. I'm like, I'm good on a hiking stuff.
Okay. So it's just it's interesting, man. Just interesting out there. All right, well let's get into some of the stuff that's going on. And again, like I said, there's not a ton going on. But we joked before the show. We're like, it's kind of a quiet week. The only thing really happened is the Dodgers. But it is pretty funny. The Dodgers signed Tarik Skubal traded for him, I should say, from the Tigers, and it's just it's the rich getting richer, right? It's like the best team with the best possible freaking rotation on the planet now with Skubal and Yamamoto and Ohtani and Blake Snell and Glasnow, and if they're healthy, that's a world beater lineup. It's stupid, but the reason I bring it up, we don't talk a ton of Major League Baseball on this show, but people in LA are using this now to kind of put the pressure on Mark Walter to work some of the NBA magic for the Lakers now. With Kuminga out there and Peyton Watson out there, and they want more splash for the Lakers than the Walker Kessler move. Do you think either of those are... We've talked a little bit about Kuminga. You think either of those fit for LA? And if so, like, do you really feel like the Lakers, either of you guys feel like the Lakers still need to make a splash move?
Hey, when you splash, you usually have like a big lake or a big pool. That's a kiddie pool that's out there now. So it could be no big splash wherever you sign. So I don't think the Lakers are going to make any other moves because don't they have 15 on their roster right now?
I think
so. That means they got to get rid of. They're going to get rid of someone, and from what you got to get rid of, you really going to make a splash? I don't think so. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they do, if they do anything. But there's no more splashing to be made. It's like, rainy puddles out there you're going to be splashed in. So nothing big happening.
Yeah, it's going to be some, little moves. I think your big splash was Walker Kessler. Your big splash was, who was that? Quinn Grimes. Those were your big splashes. Once LeBron said, "Hey, y'all go ahead and do what y'all need to do. I think I'm gonna go ahead and move on, take my talents elsewhere." That's when everything really started to kick off and things started to really move. The Lakers have already made their splashes. Instead of, I guess, really them going big game hunting, they decided to go after some guys who they felt as though fit Luka, and they wanted to build around Luka, and this was the thing that Rob Pelinka really wanted to do. This is the way you start off, in his mind, the Luka era. And so you go out and get a number of pieces that you think fit around Luka and give the best chance for them to win. So ain't no big game hunting no more. It ain't no big game to hunt, number one. And then number two, I just don't think they were big game hunting this time. They were saying, you know what? We're going to put the pieces around Luka that we think complement him, and not only can get the best out of him, but they can get the best out of everybody else. So this is the team you have.
Yeah. What about Klay Thompson? Because now there's all this stuff floating around per reports that, quotes are like, my understanding is that Thompson would welcome a return to Los Angeles, where he spent part of his childhood and still owns a home. The Heat are also mentioned in places that he may land, but I don't know what Klay really gives you. Maybe some bench depth at this point in his career?
Veteran leadership.
Yeah.
If you think about Klay, he's that type of guy. He's always been there, a quiet captain. When you think about him when he was with the Golden State Warriors, it was either Steph or Draymond you talked about as leaders. But, from those within, Klay was the one that low-key was one of those quiet captains. But does he have enough left in the tank? Because people the bad thing about being so great as a player, and once you lose that greatness, you're still good, but people look at you as not being good because you aren't on that same elite level. And if he came to a team, he'd be one of those guys where you're going to expect this out of him, but you're not going to get that out of him. You might have one night where he goes out and he splashes 15 to 20, but you expect that each and every night.
No.
You're not going to get that. But people still want that. And it's the craziest thing, like, well, he's better than A, B, and C, but we expecting, star A, star B. So I think for him, if he came to the Lakers, it would be great because I'm still a big Klay Thompson fan. I think he's still one of the best shooters. And I think with that team, it's going to be difficult if he came to the Lakers because now if he's on the floor with Luka, AR, and whoever it may be, and Klay was one of the best defensive players in the league at one point, he's not that guy anymore. So you're going to be too much of a liability with those three on the floor. So it'd be great to have him, but in what capacity will they use him?
Yeah, man, you know what? Like you said, and you said it perfectly. I like him sporadically. Like you said, a game or two here and there, he's gonna do his thing. And he's gonna turn back the hands of the clock. But for the most part, the last thing that leaves a guy like that is his shooting ability. So I have no doubt that he's still able to shoot the ball and shoot it at a high level. But like you said, Klay at one point, and I know you hate this phrase, two-way player. He was known as one of the better two-way players for quite some time in this league. He just can't do that anymore. And one of the things that this Laker team that's still in question is their defense. Luka, no defense. AR, no defense. So two of your top guys who you've given big money to in the faces of your franchise can't play defense. And now you would bring in a Klay Thompson who is nowhere near the defender that he used to be.
No.
So I know he wants to kind of return home. And he has, like I said, he has a house here and has a house in LA, but I don't know. I don't understand why you just don't want to go back to Golden State. Go back to where it all started. Go back to where it just...
We're going to get to the Golden State of things in a minute, too, because there's a lot of crap flying around this week about Steph Curry that I wanted to get both of your guys' take on, because while there's merit to some of the arguments about what's going on with Steph right now, part of me wants to just blow the whole thing up. It's so stupid, but we're going to talk a little bit about it in a second. The only reason I brought up Klay is because people are kind of nudging that it seems like he wants to get out of Dallas. Like he wants that situation needs to change for him. So I don't know if there's any truth to that.
It's a youth movement over there. You think about it, that Dallas team is a straight youth movement. That's the OKC team right now. The young, now OKC did that.
Yeah. You
got a star player, young, learning his way.
Yeah.
So that's what they're doing.
Well, I mean, look, we kind of mentioned it, so let's get to it in a second here. So I want to mention that there's a couple extensions coming up that are due. Steph Curry's due for a 2-year, $137 million extension with the Warriors. Eligible to sign on August 29th. Anthony Davis is eligible for a 4-year, $275 million extension with the Wizards, eligible as of this Thursday, the 6th. And Karl-Anthony Towns is due for a 4-year, $273 million extension with the Knicks that he's eligible to sign right now. Of those three, actually, let's just take Steph out of this for a second, because we're going to talk about Steph in a second. Anthony Davis with the Wizards, Karl-Anthony Towns with the Knicks. Do you think either of those get done? I would lean maybe more toward Cat than AD, but
Well, that's simply because he's healthy.
Yeah, but like Anthony Davis for 4 more years at that kind of dollars, I can't imagine Washington is scrambling to sign that deal.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, your history of injuries is going to keep him from getting that.
No chance, right?
And I don't think AD or Cat is going to do it because you already heard with Dolson, whatever the damn owner name.
You're not going into the
So just because you can get it, don't mean you're going to get it. And
right.
so I don't think either one of those guys are going to get it. Just because especially with AD, every year you get the most interesting injuries: thumb, eye, back. A lot of guys get hurt, but every year there's been something. And I know you can't put some type of you probably can put some type of injury clause or games play clause in there, but
I'm sure you could.
Yeah, and that's the only way he would get that if they put some type of clause in there. Is like you got to play 60 games a season in order to get the max.
Mm-hmm.
What about Karl-Anthony Towns? You guys think he gets his extension with the Knicks, or
like Rob said, I don't. If we're going to base everything contingent on what James Dolan said about not going into the second apron or not going into, I don't know if they're in the first apron or what, but not paying a luxury tax at all. No. I think when you win a title, it affords not only players to go get their money, but it also affords ownership to say, hey, go get your money elsewhere. Because once they
for the century.
Yeah. I think some owners, they look at it from the standpoint, look, hey, I know what the numbers are going to be with some of these guys after we win a title. I know what they're going to want, and I know what they're eligible for. I'm not going to pay that. There are quite a few. I'm not going to do it. This title affords me equity.
When does Brunson do?
Oh, good question. I was looking up Cat's contract. Cat, by the way, gets next season at $57 million, and then he's got the 27-28 player option for $61.
I don't see him. It's tough for me to see him opting out of that player option at 61 because then if you opt out, then you must think you can. Obviously, he's going to get higher than that. Opting out at 61 is at least right now in 2026. That's crazy.
That's bananas town. Let's see. Brunson is signed to a 4-year deal that it looks like ends in 28. He's got a player option 28-29.
What's that number?
26-27 base salary is 37.7.
Oh my God.
I know. The guaranteed deal was for 156.
He's gonna opt out because what he did is he took less money on the front end.
Right, because he wanted to make that.
He
thing
gonna
work.
get his bread.
Yeah, he wanted to make that turkey work. But he's got 2 years left on that deal before he gets his player option for 28-29.
Now he'll redo Brunson's.
He's loved too much by that city.
Yeah, well, especially after what happened last year.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, so look, we brought up the Steph of it all. Steph's due for his 2-year 137 extension. There's a lot of stupid hubbub flying around this week. And I say, I'm going to call it stupid hubbub about, is it time for the Warriors to move on from Steph Curry? And the reason I think it's stupid is because if there's probably any player in the league that you said, pick a guy who's going to finish his career where he is and maybe never play for another team, I feel like Steph Curry's at the top of the list. I feel like Golden State will do whatever needs to be done to keep him. Yeah. But apparently, according to reports, Steph, quote, wants to win and wants a chance at a real deep playoff run. And knowing that they didn't go out and obviously they came up short on LeBron, you've got Draymond back, but you haven't really added a lot of other pieces around him. So here comes the speculation running wild. I saw somebody throw out a trade proposal that would send Steph Curry to the Boston Celtics for Paul George, Senick Jr., a 2027 first-round pick, a 23 and a 32 first-round pick swap.
Dang, Paul George getting moved again. He ain't even bounced the ball for Boston.
And he's already potentially being traded. So
that's not even enough money.
No, yeah, there would need to be some other. I think there's a few first-round picks built into this.
Well,
Paul George's money is probably going to be
the closest.
Close. But I mean, just. So he's due 2 years, $130, give or take $137 million. I guess the question is, eventually you've got to, if you're Golden State, you have to prepare yourself for the idea that you're going to have a future here without Steph Curry, likely within the next, 3 years?
Yeah.
Realistically? If he signs this 2-year extension, you got to imagine that's probably the last deal he'll sign before he steps away. If you're Golden State, do you want to try to get something for the future from Steph Curry, or do you just salute him for 4 titles and years of service and best shooter in NBA history? You give him his extension, you let him ride it out and retire.
I think Steph has earned the right for them to go to him and say, what do you want to do?
Yep.
And that's what it's going to boil down to. It's going to boil down not what the organization wants, what Steph wants to do. Because some players get that privy to do whatever they want to do. They were like, hey, you want us to trade you? And where do you want to go? You let us know what you let us know what you want to do, because we owe you. And there's not many players in this league that where the ownership might go to say, we owe you. And I think that ownership, and from what they have done in the past and what they have shown, will be like, okay, Steph, it's just whatever you want. We love you. We're going to always honor you. You're going to have a statue. You're going to have a jersey retired. You're going to have the floor named after you.
Absolutely.
Whatever you want.
Yeah. They'll be playing at Steph Curry Arena in due time. You know what I mean? Like
I think that's what it's going to boil down to, whatever Steph wants. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and I don't foresee him wanting to go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just don't. You know what I mean? Like, why leave now? Now, if there is truth to that he's like, I want a real shot at another title, if that is legitimate, then maybe he has to consider leaving. Because I don't know if Golden State's going to have the pieces now or in the next 3 years or so to have a real legitimate part of that conversation.
You think about Golden State, even when they had the picks to add to Steph, the picks didn't pan out.
No, not really.
Right.
And so, what are you going? It's like that. We talk about how great the organization is. Yeah, it's great because those picks you had when Mark Jackson was there. But after that, your picks can be like, who you pick? And so it's been kind of boo boo. Nobody has ever talked about that. But they picks haven't been too smart. They just didn't pan out. I should say. I wouldn't say smart. You thought they were going to pan out, and they did not pan out. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to be up to what Steph wants to do.
Yeah, I can't fathom Steph Curry playing in any other jersey other than the Warriors jersey. Now, we've seen stranger things happen before, so I'm not saying the way this league is orchestrated, he won't get sick and tired of being sick and tired and say, you know what, I still got a lot left in the tank, and I want to put it forth towards winning, not just riding off into the sunset. And if Golden State is unwilling to put something around him for the next 2 years, then hey man, everything has a beginning, everything has an ending. And just like players retire, sometimes players leave places that people never thought they would leave. And Steph could be the next guy to end up doing that. It'd be hard for me to see that, but it's not completely unbelievable.
Yeah, he's going to fall in that category with Tim, Dirk, and Kobe. He ain't going nowhere, I don't think. But
to your note, Rob.
Heck, even Kobe wanted to go somewhere at one point. Remember when he talked about he wanted to be traded to Chicago before they got Pau Gasol?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So, and that apparently that deal almost got done.
I think that was just him making an organization make a move.
I don't know. I remember hearing reports that was really close to being done.
That's like that report where Tim Duncan was going to go down to Orlando.
Oh, yeah, that I always thought was boo-boo, though. To your point, Rob, I'm going to give you the first round picks that Golden State has made since 2012. Harrison Barnes, pick number 7 in 2012. 2015, Kevin Looney. Damian Jones. Jacob Evans. Jordan Poole. There's one we heard about till he got punched in the face. Wiseman. In 2020, Kuminga and Moses Moody. In 2021, 2022, Patrick Baldwin. 2023.
Who's Patrick Baldwin?
Right. From UW Milwaukee. Was the 28th pick overall. Brandon Podziemski.
He's still there.
Is he still there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a white guy with the
They're like Carrot Top.
Yeah, and then you haven't had a first round pick up until 2026 again, where you got Yaxel. So, yeah, some of those didn't really, even the second round picks. There's nothing spectacular on the list. Yeah. I just gave you the first round.
That Wiseman pick is just one of those picks that you just like, because that was what, number 1 or number 2?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was. I closed it, but I want to say it was. Top 5.
He was a top
maybe?
3 pick.
Was he a top 3?
He was a top 3 pick.
So I mean, look,
you're right.
I'm surprised the Kuminga thing. We've talked about the Kuminga thing plenty. I'm surprised they didn't find a way to make that work. And the fact that he's still just kind of, I don't know, like where do we stand with Kuminga? He's just kind of sort of stuck in.
Well, the money that he's
limbo.
wanting, they ain't want to pay him.
Right.
And my thing is,
I don't know if anybody's jumped up to pay him yet, though.
I
don't think anybody's at the doorstep going, "Hey, man."
I think his agent is telling him some stuff that is completely the opposite of what a lot of management around the league see him as. And I think when you opt out, I'm trying to remember, was it a team option or a player option with the Hawks?
I'm looking for it right now.
I think it was
it's team option, wasn't it?
He was an unrestricted
No, I think
free
it was a
agent.
player.
He declined it.
Yeah, so it was a player option at 24.
24.3 million. No, it was a team option.
Oh, well.
It was a team option. And
that's right. That's
Hawks
right.
turned it down, $24.3 million team option.
Well, here's the thing. They turned down a $24 million team option. I don't know how the rest of the league views you. I don't know how the rest of the league, you go from Golden State, you leave out of there because you weren't getting a lot of PT. You get to the Hawks, there was a little bit of buzz and excitement around there.
Noise.
Then you kind of got lost in the midst of things. Didn't necessarily have the greatest playoffs at all. And now the team opted to say, hey, we're not going to pick this up. Holler at you later. And now other teams around the league are like, look, they opted out of a $24 million team option. You're not getting anywhere near that at 23, 24 years old.
Well, that's what he wants.
Hey, he's a new Dennis Schroeder.
Well, I hope it doesn't go the Schroeder road, because we talked about that extensively.
That
back
boy
in
lost
the
out
day.
on $80 million.
He left a fat bag on the table. I don't necessarily dislike the idea of betting on yourself, but I feel like you need to do it under the advisement of what the market is dictating. You know what I mean? Like, knowing that the team option got turned down for $24 million, you can't be out there stumping your feet and going, I'm not taking less than $20 million to play somewhere, because I don't think any of these teams, especially with the salary aprons they're all up against, are out there looking to spend $20 million right now.
What do we say? The market dictates how much you're worth.
Yeah, and I also think once you put this out there, teams talk to each other. They're going to be like, this dude about to bounce around the league for $3-4 million the rest of his career, because he's sitting here thinking he's going to get this bag and he's
going to get a $20 million contract.
We're going to show him. So he's going to be one of these guys that bounce from team to team, have gun for hire, and then you're going to get to have a good season. If you don't win it all, they're going to look at how much you want. We thank you for your services. Bye-bye.
Yeah, and I kind of hate that for him, though, because he's a good dynamic player when he has the opportunity to do it, but like, I just feel like he hasn't gotten himself into the right situation. But I feel like you need to. We've said it twice now. You got to bend a little here.
Well, he's an athlete, no doubt.
Oh no, he's a great player.
He's young.
I don't know if he's. I don't know, man. I feel like he's just sort of put himself at a place and goes, "This is where I am," and the rest of the league is like, we kind of hedge more down here, Bubba. And he's like refusing to sort of budge from where he's at, and it's like you said, Rob. He's going to get stuck with something.
I mean, look.
He's going to be stuck catching a small deal somewhere just to play through it, and then still demanding a big contract.
Fans got on to Steve Kerr about him falling out of the lineup.
Big time.
What is he doing? You got Kuminga sitting. You're not playing him. Blah blah blah. This, that, and the third. And Steve Kerr didn't budge. So he comes to Atlanta. And he plays, does okay, but now he's looking for a new home still, and now everybody got to kind of eat crow a little bit, because it's like, look, one thing that players want to do is be able to go places and prove the previous organization they coach wrong. They always want to be able to do that in every way, shape, form, or fashion. He ain't necessarily do that with Steve Kerr. So now you got all the other. Now you're sitting up here searching and scavenging around the league, trying to figure out what your market value is, and it's quiet right now.
Oh, very. Yeah, and all our conversation from earlier. Nobody's out there with a big fat open checkbook. I'm looking for splash moves right now. Although, if you wanted to make any kind of impactful move for the Lakers, the thing's been going back and forth that if he lands somewhere, that feels like the place he's going to end up going. But it's just a matter of how much the Lakers are going to spend. Because you can't overspend on Kuminga just to say, hey, we got Kuminga. You know what I mean? Like, so that's going to come down to Rob and sort of where he falls in on what that guy's value is in the construct of the team that he's already got set up. You know where he may go? He might go to Toronto. Only because I don't know if Kawhi is going to go there. The report this week is that the investigation could drag into 2027 on Kawhi Leonard.
That's crazy.
Which is nuts because completing the trade would have meant absorbing any risk or punishment for Leonard that Toronto would just have to take that on. That was until Thursday, and according to ESPN's Ramona Shelburne, I could see a world in which Kawhi Leonard... Oh, Rob's gone. Did we lose Rob? Where'd he go?
I'm here.
Oh, your video went away. Oh, you're back. Okay, there he is. According to Ramona Shelburne, I could see a world in which Kawhi Leonard is back on the Clippers if this trade doesn't go through. She's on NBA Today. But the longer they draw this out, the more he's going to end up being in limbo. So I guess the question is, what happens to him?
That's what I was saying. I'm about to ask you the same thing.
What, and I got to get back on Google. I'm Googling everybody's contracts today. What's his contract situation like? Is he, if this trade doesn't go through, I think he's still got another year or two with LA, doesn't he?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard contract. Google knows. It's like, hey, you're Googling contracts today. He has 1 season and $50 million remaining on his contract with the Clippers. So there you go. And he's,
It's the same thing he did the time before he went to Toronto, right? Played 1 year, then bounced again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think this time is a little... No, I can't say that. Well, this time he might not even get to Toronto.
That's the thought.
Yeah,
the thought is this is sitting on the table, and until the NBA finishes their investigation, which looks like they're in no rush.
I'm tired of hearing about this.
They're basically, realistically, and this is conspiracy theory, I feel like they're hanging the Clippers out to dry here. I feel like Adams, take your time. Just hey, guys, take your time. And they're just going to let LA just hang out there and die on this and have to pay him $50 on the final year of his contract and then ultimately absorb any kind of punishment that's going to come down from the NBA. And because I feel like they want LA to absorb the brunt of whatever's coming down. So my thought is I feel like they're hanging it out to dry there so that LA has to eat whatever happens.
But on the flip side of that, what happens to B.I.? He's like, what the hell? What am I doing?
No, he's stuck in limbo too. Yeah.
I'm like, it's not fair to me.
No,
I need to figure out where I need to make my home.
Hell.
Right.
Yeah. There's basically no clue what the hell's going to happen with that, which to me is just wild that we're still stuck in that. Congrats, by the way, to Victor Wembanyama. Signed his new contract extension with Nike.
Yep.
He got himself a shoe, new signature shoe line. So after 3 seasons in the NBA, Wemby's had a run to the finals, an MVP finalist for the season, Defensive Player of the Year, max deal, and a signature shoe in his first 3 seasons in the NBA. There are teams that have been searching for probably 30 years to find that kind of a player, to have that kind of a run in his first 3 years in the league.
To find that kind of player, you're going to have to wait another 30.
Dude, I hope San Antonio realizes what they have. I mean, realistically, I hope they realize what the
they do
for him.
Freak show that they've got on their hands.
But
to
you know
have that
what?
kind of a player.
You know what they do, and even though Tim and the Admiral are not like that freakish of a player, they're transcending talents and transcending players, and they're Hall of Famers.
Of course.
And they've had guys like that there who've done a lot for that city, and that city they still appreciate them to this day. So I think if there is a city and a basketball organization that kind of appreciates what they have in regards to the superstardom of an individual, I think San Antonio is one of those places.
Yeah. Outside of that, you think about outside of the Lakers and Boston, how many teams have had multiple, like 3 MVPs? Like, I'm assuming Wemby going to win one before he leaves San Antonio.
Yeah.
But how many teams have 3 MVPs? I know the league is a possibility, but it's always balancing.
It moves around. And not just MVPs, generational MVPs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like David Robinson was a generational player. Timmy was a generational player.
Yeah.
And I feel like Wemby's in the same trajectory.
Yeah. Because I can't think of another team that's just had, because Chicago got close with the 2 dynamic guards, but other than that.
Yeah. But I mean, guys that literally defined eras of the team. Like I feel like David's era was definitive, and then they got that. Was it a year they got to play together, Timmy and David? Was it a year? Maybe 2?
Couple years.
It was a couple.
Yeah.
Was it 2?
Couple years.
They won that one title together.
Then 99.
And then it was Tim, like for 18 years, 18 seasons beyond that, and then you had that little in between lull. Where you still had Kawhi and you had those moments, but you come back around and you end up with another generational big man who's gonna probably carry that franchise through the next God knows how many years if he sticks around there.
Yeah.
It's just that's you're right, Rob. That is, I don't know if I can name another team that's had anything like that. Realistically.
Outside of the Lakers and, the Boston Celtics, the
Boston's
iconic
had their
franchise.
moments like that, but, the years before Larry, you got the Larry years, and then there was, you had the big 3 beyond that, but I mean,
I don't think there's any team who's had the benefit of having players like that, numerous players like that throughout their history. Enough, I mean, like you said, outside of Boston and
but you got to figure Boston Lakers just because they're marquee franchises, but not guys like that have been like centerpiece of the organization for a long stint. Right. And and did their. I mean, God, Robinson played his whole career for the Spurs, didn't he? Mm-hmm. He didn't play anywhere else. Timmy played his whole career for the Spurs. Yep. Mm-hmm. And if they're smart, Wemby will play his whole career for the Spurs. If they're smart. So yeah, that's wild. That just does not happen anymore.
But here's the crazy part about it. I want to know what his shoe looks like because I don't see many people running out getting his shoe.
I think it's just more of the prestige of Nike gave it to him. Like I don't even know if it's about sales because it's more of the hey, you got it.
I always think about this when you think about when players get their shoes. You think about whose shoe guys run out and get. Of course, Jordan's on a whole other level, and Kobe. Well, I would think the next best shoe out the Jordans is maybe Kobe's or LeBron's.
Yeah, it's Kobe's.
And then think about anybody else's shoe out there you really hit them. Oh, I'm going to go out and get the Paul George. I'm going to go out and get the Shays. Or I'm going to go out and get the Steph Curry. So it's always interesting when the guys get the shoe, whose shoe is actually going to look good and be comfortable. I see what now. When I go to these basketball tournaments, the shoe I see a lot of people wearing most is Ja Morant's.
I was just going to say that. The Ja Morant
He's got a good looking
shoe.
Run.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a good looking shoe. Ja and what's her name? Inescu?
Sabrina Ionescu. Yeah.
Yeah, her shoe. And that's crazy. Like those shoes are the ones you see more often than anybody else's shoe.
Yeah. Kobe's shoe worked so well because it was just, for a while it was who's hooping in a low top shoe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For a while it was always that. But when you talk to hoopers and they talk about the comfort level and the support that it gave, it hadn't been too many players in the league for some time that doesn't have or haven't worn a pair of Kobe's. You see them everywhere. You see custom pair, all like, dang, what kind of shoe? Oh, those are Kobe's. Those are custom pair. It's all over the league. So behind Jordan, which is a distant second, and I do mean a distant second, it's probably Kobe.
Yeah, but good for Wemby for having the opportunity to at least get his name in the mix. Whether it pans out for him or not, I don't know. But he got the deal. A couple quick things, then we'll get to Big Shot of the Week. Then we're going to play Where in the World is Robert Horry with a little bit of a twist this week. Naji Marshall, Mavericks signed him 3 years, $52.2 million. So good for him. He got his deal. I wanted to kind of pick your brain briefly about Perk's list. I want to mention a couple things before I do that, though. Chris Bosh. You hear the story about Chris Bosh had a crazy health scare? He nearly passed away this past January. Had an episode in January, almost dropped dead, pretty much came back to life. And he's not joking. He said, I had another pulmonary embolism. This was in January. He was in the hospital for a week, so he was just encouraging everybody, take your medicine, watch out for your health, do the stuff that guys are traditionally bad at doing. But yeah, that was scary as hell, man. Like I didn't know Chris had any kind of health issue like that though. Damn.
He had a couple. It's one of the reasons he retired early. He had him and LaMarcus Aldridge. All these guys have that. You know, I had that one trip I had to take for LaMarcus because the doctor said you can't travel. So that's one of the things that you always worry about as a player. The blood clots from traveling so much, and then just your heart, because your heart, you got to pump that blood through that big ass body. So it's a lot of things we worry about.
Heart's a big one. Heart's a big one for big guys. And then there was a big trade this week in the WNBA with Kelsey Plum going to the Phoenix Mercury.
Phoenix Mercury.
Yeah, that was a nice little splash move from the WNBA. I didn't really see that, but I wasn't kind of following her contract situation. She did drop 20 points in her Phoenix debut, though.
It's funny how they were on I almost said the Lakers. The Sparks were on like a 6-game losing streak. They get rid of her and go get a win.
Immediately, get a win. Yeah.
Hey, and then as a player, you always look back like, damn, was I holding you back?
Was it me? It's not you. It's me. All right, before we get big shot of the week, Kendrick Perkins dropped his best teams in the East for next season. Obviously, number 1, he had the Sixers. Number 2, he had the Knicks, returning champions. So far, no shocks. Number 3 was the Hawks. Number 4 was the Heat. And number 5 was the Wizards.
Hold on, these are the 5 what?
These are the 5 best teams in the East for next season.
Man, that man on drugs.
No Pistons, no Boston, no Cleveland.
Like
Hawks, Heat, Wizards, 3, 4, 5. Perk, are you okay, bud? Do we need to do a welfare check on Perk?
In the words of the late Bernie Mac, it's either drugs or dog food. One of them you own.
What are you like? Look, I love Perk, but bro,
look,
what are you doing?
The Hawks. And look, this is me being
this is the Hawks
unbiased.
Fan. Yeah,
this is the guy who covers the Hawks. They're not. I don't see them as one of the 5 best teams in the East. Could they be at some point in time, depending on how the season goes, injuries, everything, everybody else, you just never know. But as of today, I do not see them as they are right outside of the 5. As of right now, they are probably right outside of the 5.
I would definitely have Boston ahead of them on pedigree. No, Rob says no.
To me, Jalen was a big part of that Boston team.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you're short selling JT a little bit here.
I'm short selling JT.
Wow.
I like JT a lot, but JT don't bring the nasty like Jalen does.
Okay.
So I'm short selling them.
Okay. Pistons, Detroit.
I think he probably was looking at the Pistons, all depending on if they sign.
If they get Duran done, you know what I mean? If they get that deal done, which I imagine they're gonna at this point.
But even I'm mentioning a team like Orlando.
Orlando wasn't anywhere on that list. Yeah.
Like, was Miami in there?
Mm-hmm. He had the Heat at 4.
He had 4.
And I'm taking Miami out of that top 5. You know, it's like what I want you to think about this. That Milwaukee team that he had with Giannis. What's the difference in the team he just left and the team he just went to?
Bam.
It's pretty much the same damn team.
Yeah, just add Bam.
Yeah. And Bam's great and all, but Bam ain't gonna take you over the top. No, and like you think about it, you had Miles Turner, you got Bam. They pretty much the same player. Don't get me wrong. I think Bam's a little bit better player than Miles Turner, but it's everybody else that's around you that's gonna make that splash to make you good. And so just because you got Giannis, I don't think that's gonna catapult you up there to the top 3 team, because you still need teammates to help carry you up there, uplift you. But I put Miami in the 5, 6, maybe 6, 7.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
It's fair.
No one said anything about Cleveland.
I know.
I think Cleveland is one of the best 5 teams in the East. That's why that's the other team he was was missing.
Yeah, and then we got to what Toronto do with Kawhi.
Yeah,
there's a lot of ifs out there.
Yeah.
So
there are.
But it's early, so we all want to throw our big 5 out there.
Of course. Yeah, before the season tips, we got to do our little playoff predictions picks that we're gonna relive and hate ourselves for. in like 7 or 8 months later.
Yep.
All right, before we get to where in the world is Robert Horry, we do Big Shot of the Week. It's going to go to a 16-year-old lifeguard named Ryder Williams, working his first summer at the beach. 16-year-old lifeguard got wind of an 8 to 10-foot sneaker wave that swept a 10-year-old boy out, and a 16-year-old kid right out into the surf to try and find him, got him, dragged him back to the shore. Beachgoers got him on the side, no injuries, got him breathing again and up, and shrugged it off. So this is what they hired me to do at 16. And
Wow.
and the ocean, by the way, that's not like saving someone in a pool.
Mm-mm.
The ocean grabs you.
It's
and
unpredictable.
It takes you
Currents
out.
take
like
you,
it
yeah.
takes you out. So at 16, to not think twice about rolling out there to save that kid, just good for you, Ryder Williams. Big
Yeah,
shot.
Ryder,
Because, dude.
Ryder was a ride or die then, boy.
You ain't kidding, bro. You ain't kidding. All right, well, listen. We said Robert Horry is in Iceland. So we're going to play Where in the World is Robert Horry? Here is the twist on the game this week. I'm going to put 90 seconds on the clock. You will go back and forth providing an answer, and you don't want to be the last one holding the bag when the buzzer goes off. Okay? So I can't, if we start, for instance, with Rob, I can't move off of you until you give me a correct answer. So if you get the question wrong, I'm going to give you another question. If you get that one wrong, I'm going to give you another question. You got to get an answer right. Hand it to Harp. Now, Harp, it was going to go to you. You need to get a correct answer before it goes back to Rob. So you just think hot potato. In 90
You
seconds,
can't be the one left with the potato. in your
you
hand.
don't want to be holding that little potato.
Got it,
That's
got it.
small potatoes, as they said in Spider-Man Brand New Day. All right, so Rob, as the aforementioned name on this show, would you care to start or would you care to defer?
I deferred last week, so today I'm starting.
You're starting today.
I see how he be.
All right, we're going 90 seconds on the clock, and we're going to start going back and forth, and we'll see who's left holding the potato. Load it up. Here we go. All right, Rob touched down where the toilets flush counterclockwise, and it's currently tomorrow compared to Los Angeles. Rob, what country?
Australia.
Correct. Harper. Rob's in a country where they drive on the left, drink tea like it's oxygen, and the queen is used on the money.
England?
Correct. Rob. Rob's in a place where pizza is sacred, hand gestures are basically a second language, and a leaning tower isn't a metaphor.
Italy.
Correct. Harper. Rob touched down where they invented the selfie stick. Oh, no, wait, that's not true. But they did invent karaoke and bullet trains.
Japan?
Correct. Rob landed in the only country that's also a continent. The only country that's also a continent, Rob.
Africa.
Australia. Rob, you're somewhere where they eat dinner at 10 p.m. like it's totally normal, and siestas are a lifestyle.
Spain.
Correct. Harper. Rob's in a place where you say a lot and apologize when it's even not your fault. The money has the queen's grandson on it.
Canada?
Correct.
Ooh.
Rob, you've touched down where they drive on the left. They love cricket more than basketball. Blasphemy. And curry is a national treasure.
India.
Correct. Harper. Rob's somewhere with more reindeer than people in some town, and the sun doesn't set till summer.
Russia?
Norway. Harper. Rob's in a country where they'll fight you over.
I was lost. I lost.
Dang. There's Rob with a winner, holding the bag.
Rob, did you know that one? You know,
I love the silent head nod. The judgmental. Shut up. Of course I know. Why wouldn't I know that?
Oh, man. Okay.
All right. Well,
All right.
there you go.
That's cool.
That's this week's round of Where
What I missed? What did I miss?
None? No, he missed
you
one.
missed one.
He missed
let's go
Australia,
back.
the one that's the country that's a
Oh,
continent.
yeah. Country that's also a continent. It's
Aus-
Australia.
it's Australia.
I was confused. I was like, I thought.
No, Africa is a continent made up of many
just
countries.
a continent. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's many, many countries.